generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hello everybody, we are here with the Cactus map, probably most representative of the Cactus League is my guess. It makes me wonder if we're going to get a Grapefruit League map here eventually, who knows, but we want to always make sure we check the different goals for the map, because that way you can make sure you get all the rewards as much as possible in your first run. I definitely wouldn't want to do this twice personally, but just because it's a long one. In this video, we will not be showing all the different games that I played, but we will be seeing the strategy of how to maneuver the board. A big thing that I like to do with Conquest is to spread out as fast as possible. Now, there's definitely some things that happen in this playthrough specifically that were very annoying. One, you may be seeing how I went towards the left and went right by the Seattle Mariners and then expanded further and further. The bad thing about that kind of strategy without taking out the Mariners right away is that if they break my chain where, it'll be two disjointed pieces, then I can't funnel in more fans to that left side of the map. I would always have to go back and make sure that I have that connection between the middle and the left side. So we'll probably see that a couple of times throughout this video. But ultimately, what you want to do in Conquest in general is you want to spread yourself out as fast as you can. And the reason why you want to do that is because when you get to the reinforce stage of the Conquest map, is that the more territories that you have, the more fans you can reinforce during the reinforcement phase. So we actually see right here where Seattle broke up my segment, and I have to go back in there and take them out. But so yeah, you want to have as many territories as possible. That way, when you are trying to go and face off with another base, to get that difficulty down the lowest, you have to have, I believe it's 4 times the amount of fans, if not 4 times the amount and then plus 1. It's something like that. So, for instance, if they have 10 people at their, or 10 fans at their base, you want to make sure to attack with 40, 41, somewhere in there, fans, and then going towards that base. That way you can just play them on rookie, which is my favorite way to go about it. It's the least stressful, especially with the new power creep system and it being a new game. We're not going to have all those amazing diamonds, so to speak, right off the bat. So the easier that those matches are, the better. So we did take out the Athletics first, arguably between the Athletics and the Chicago White Sox. Those are going to be the easiest two to take out first. As you are completing those, taking out the bases between the Athletics and the White Sox, not only can you find hidden rewards, but you can also get rewards from defeating some of these bases, which gets you packs, which might be able to boost your team in between. You do not have to do these maps all at once. You can, play a little bit of it, adjust your team back on Manage Squad from the home screen of Diamond Dynasty, and then you can come back and try it with different players. So as you potentially may be getting better and better players as you go along, might as well check it out and come back here with adjusted lineups if you need to. Moving along, as we are gaining more and more of these sections, we can see that Seattle messed us up once again. And so we want to make sure to make that connection. You may be wondering, well, why didn't you go back and take out Seattle right away? It's like, well, I didn't feel like it. I actually wanted to focus on some of the other ones on the left side and then just basically progress my way towards the right. So here we can see that I did make sure to connect that again. And now that it's connected, I am putting those fans back over by the Cleveland Guardians because I want to take out the Cleveland Guardians territory. We want to make sure we have plenty of fans to do so. And so we can go ahead and play them on rookie. Once we defeated them, we come back, we get some rewards, and we continue our progression, our domination throughout this map. So now that we've taken care of the Guardians, we are going to head up towards the Angels and the Royals. We have, see, this is kind of the awesome thing about just boosting your teams, like how we boosted up our team to go against the Guardians and then play them on rookie. The really cool thing about that is usually once you do that, that means you have a ton of fans to basically move to another part of the map and take out a lot of territories. So like how we're here, we started off, we took out the Angels base, and now we are just blowing right through all the territories to get to the Royals. So that's kind of a really, really cool feature that we get to have to our advantage if we go with this type of strategy. We want to make sure that we have enough fans to wreck through those territories, getting to the next base. And then once we're at that base, you can always double check how many fans they have to see if you have enough. If you don't have enough, you probably will have enough within 1 or 2 rounds of reinforcement. So like right here, they had 11, I had 43. I was just short. So we made sure to go through 1 reinforcement phase, play the Royals, defeat them, and then now we can shift our focus more towards heading towards the right of the map. And if I do remember correctly, I think this is where we decide to finally take care of the Mariners after all that trouble that they've been giving us. I think the main idea to take away from this to, help yourself with not only this map, but Conquest in general, is dominate the map as far as how many spaces you're taking over. That way your reinforcement stage is better and better. And also make sure to play those bases on rookie level. If you're trying to accomplish something that is turn-based, like a turn-based goal, that makes things a bit more difficult because then you have to be aware of, if I have to, take over a certain territory by the 3rd turn, you probably won't be able to, play them on rookie necessarily. So there are some instances along the way that, there could be that problem, but definitely not for this map. This map does not have any of those stipulations. We just have to make sure that once we have, taken out a couple of these territories and then we progress the process with rinse repeat of reinforce, get a whole bunch of fans, blow through territories, reinforce, take over a base, rinse, repeat, and eventually it becomes a very, very powerful domino effect as we go throughout the rest of the map. Because once you start to take over, I would say like a third of the section, you're basically on autopilot the rest of the way as far as that same strategy over and over. Not many of the teams will give you a big problem once you have done that. You're really trying to make your team have an insane amount of fans so that you can just rip through the rest of the map. And of course, find those hidden rewards, those hidden packs. You can see those along the way in our video. But you also want to make sure that you're taking care of those goals that we saw at the beginning of the video. That's why when you go into these maps, you just want to double check, make sure there aren't any that refer to stealing fans. Because you may notice in this video, I did not use the steal turn or phase at all. I'm not a big fan of it because I don't. It's a time consumer. If it's a goal, I will do it. If not, I will completely avoid it just because it takes up a bit more time. Each match is roughly 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 10 if you can like squeeze one run across and then basically go through outs really, really quickly. So the times add up. And don't worry too much if you go to play a game and let's say you lose it the first time and then you have to go back in and try again. You only lose one fan if you lose your match. So don't be too, I would say, discouraged if you do lose a match when you're trying to take out the different bases. Just get back in there, try it again. It happens to everybody. It happened to me even on this map. I had to play a couple of them a couple of different times, and so yeah, just make sure that you take care of business, you get that win, and then continue your domination throughout the map. We are heading towards the right side of this map now. We have conquered the left and the middle portions of the Cactus map. So now that as we're heading towards the right side of the map, we are just doing the same strategy as we have before. It's just now it's a bit easier. Why? Because we have so many territories from conquering the left and the middle of the map. That reinforcement stage is huge. Also, another big strategy that people like to use is when you go to target some of these bases, take out all the territories that they have surrounding their base. And the reason why you would want to do that is because if a base does not have a connection, like a string of connections to their other bases, like how we just basically isolated the Rockies, they cannot reinforce their other parts of the map if they don't have a direct connection. So if we go ahead and we just take away that one little strip around the territory, we can make it so that the rest of their turns, basically, they don't get to disperse fans and try to, cause some disruption with your territories later on. So if we cut off that ability to reinforce their fans outside of their base, then things can be a lot easier with going around and taking out those, or taking over more and more of those territories. I will say the rest of the video is basically the same rinse repeat strategy. There isn't anything really big to be aware of as we head towards the end here. So I will be leaving you with this commentary at this point, but again, feel free to watch the rest of the video if you would like to see where some of those hidden rewards are, seeing how the goals play out and making sure that you understand how those work as well, because they do pop up once you've completed them. But if you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, drops a like if you like the video, and drops a comment letting us know if you have any questions about Conquest in general. I absolutely love playing the Conquest maps. I have a lot of fun with them. And I feel like once you have really picked up on the pattern on how these work, you basically get to dominate any and all of the rest of them. The hardest one that will come out will be for the Extreme program that will most likely be popping up much later in the year. So get all your practice in now so that when that time comes around, you will be ready to destroy that Extreme program Conquest. But as always, everybody, thank you for watching, and for this season, go Tigers!